Hello, my name is Alec Harwin, and I'll be talking about Richard Marcus, the man who cheated Las Vegas casinos and also the methods behind casino cheaters. Let's step into the mind of a casino crook. First, picture the floor. Every game is full, and casino staff are very busy. A network of cameras track every angle of the casino floor, 24 hours a day, every day. Pit bosses flicker across screens like hawks, and dealers are trained to detect any sleight of hand. But beneath this technology lies a vulnerability: trust. Las Vegas, Monte Carlo, and Macau are the three big cities across the continents for the casino and gaming industry. These are all places built on dreams and ruled by probability. People flock to the casinos each year hoping for a lucky break. Yet in this world, the ultimate rule is clear: the house always wins. Or does it? In the shadow of flashing lights and silent surveillance, a man named Richard Marcus rewrote the game, swindling casinos out of an estimated $36 million without ever getting caught. Marcus changed the odds and the industry forever. Casinos spend millions on security and staff. Pit bosses oversee every move, and surveillance operators review hours of footage daily. But Richard Marcus understood something deeper: the psychology of trust and distraction. Marcus wasn't a petty hustler seeking quick cash. He spent years cultivating the persona of a wealthy, generous high roller, quietly earning favor and reducing suspicion. Dealers started to greet him by name, a familiarity that would become his most powerful disguise. Marcus's journey began in the 1970s, arriving in Las Vegas as a failed gambler, living under a freeway bridge. Desperate but determined, he learned from a team of professional cheats. For 25 years, Marcus and his partners traveled from city to city, perfecting methods of deception. His team studied casino layouts for weeks, logging how pit bosses moved and which dealers were easily distracted. Each operation was mapped out like a military exercise with roles, signals, and escape plans. At its peak, Marcus's crew pulled off heists across dozens of casinos worldwide, netting up to $30 million. They focused on high volume, small daily wins, and quiet exits, blending in as regulars. The real genius was the lack of greed, knowing when to leave before being noticed. Richard Marcus's career-defining technique was known as the Savannah trick. It was a masterpiece of psychological manipulation. Unlike most casino cheats who rely on fast hands, Marcus's greatest skill was hiding in plain sight. He'd approach the table with confidence, putting down a stack of chips, making as if it looks like he's a high roller. Marcus would place a $5,000 chip, always hidden beneath a low-value chip, typically a $5 chip. If he lost the bet, Marcus would quickly retrieve the high-value chip, leaving only the small-value chip bet to be taken by the dealer. If he won, he'd celebrate, and the $5,000 chip would seem to have always been part of his bet. To fool security, Marcus depended on normal behavior. He only cheated when he lost, and always acted naturally on a win. Surveillance cameras and staff would review footage and seem as nothing is suspicious, and the trick blended seamlessly with routine casino activity. He had a backup plan too. If challenged, Marcus would act drunkenly and replace the chip with less value ones, further diffusing suspicion. Every casino game is carefully engineered with math as its foundation to make sure the house always has an advantage. This advantage is called the house edge, and it's essentially the built-in profit margin for the casino. When you sit down at a slot machine or blackjack table, the odds are not random. They are calculated down to a fraction of a percent. For players, the house edge means that over time, the casino expects to keep a slice of every wager. Blackjack, when played perfectly, can have a house edge as low as 0.5%, making it one of the fairest games for a skilled player. Slots and roulette, on the other hand, often have much higher edges, sometimes up to 10% or more, so the house keeps $10 for every $100 bet on average. Game designers will use creative mechanics like bonus rounds, near misses, and streaks of small wins to keep players engaged and coming back for more. Loyalty programs and rewards tiers are also crafted around this edge, giving players the sense of winning while maximizing their times and spending at the tables. It's not just about luck. The math ensures that for every high roller's jackpot story, thousands of bets fall, quietly fueling the casino's lights, staff, and spectacle. Game fairness and entertainment are always balanced against profitability. That's the true art of a casino's game design. Casino cheating is about more than fast hands and clever bets. It's a deep study in psychology. Marcus's career highlighted the power of trust, distraction, and routine. Security upgrades now focus on human factors, reviewing nonverbal cues, detecting signals between players, and monitoring breaks in routine. Marcus's insights transform casino training, inspiring a new generation of game protection experts. Marcus retired clean, never caught and never arrested, but his legacy extends beyond the millions he stole. Rather than disappearing, Marcus published books, spoke at conferences, and became a world-renowned security consultant, training casino staff to spot cheats. He found forums and led seminars breaking down every trick, teaching staff to think like hustlers and anticipate scams before they happen. His quote captures the essence: "You have to think like a cheat to catch a cheat. Only I can teach you that." Richard Marcus. This pragmatic philosophy reshaped casino security globally. He taught the essential lesson: the greatest threat is not technology, but human nature. Cheating doesn't just affect the casino's bottom line, it deeply impacts the people who work there. Dealers, pit bosses, and surveillance staff are constantly trained to spot suspicious behavior, but the pressure can be enormous. When cheating is discovered, the consequences ripple outward. Reputations are on the line, jobs are lost, and the atmosphere of trust, which is vital in the hospitality industry, is damaged. Some dealers have been wrongfully accused, losing careers built over years due to a single night's mistake or a misunderstanding with technology. Federal lawsuits and licensing disputes can follow, leaving emotional scars and uncertainty about future employment. For other employees, the constant watch for cheats creates tension with regular players. Every glance and gesture is scrutinized, making customers' relationships more difficult. Surveillance teams spend hours reviewing footage, analyzing minute details and betting patterns, knowing a single error can be costly. Casino staff often share stories of close calls, gamblers nearly caught, odd betting behavior, or undercover stings. They also witness how problem gamblers' lives spiral, sometimes leading to confrontations or voluntary bans. Through it all, the dedicated employees keep the games running smoothly and maintain the spirit of Las Vegas, even amid the shadows of deception. Was Richard Marcus a thief or a misunderstood strategist? He didn't use weapons or intimidation, just intellect, timing, and charisma. To some, he exposed flaws that forced casinos to evolve. To others, he undermined trust in the system. His story raises ethical debates about intelligence versus integrity. Let's ask ourselves the question: is brilliance still admirable when it's used to deceive? This difference made Marcus a symbol, a man who broke and rebuilt the system that had excluded him. Richard Marcus admits he doesn't romanticize his past. In interviews, he reflects on the rush, the risk, and the loneliness behind years spent deceiving others. Even as a consultant, he stays closely tied to the world that once hunted him. His transformation from fugitive mind to expert voice is one of irony. The man who once beat casinos now helps them fortify against the next Richard Marcus. Perhaps that's the most fitting end of a career built on calculated risk, outsmarting not just the house, but his own past. Richard Marcus's story isn't just about the millions won or lost. It's a lesson in human behavior, trust, and innovation. Armed with nothing but determination and insight, he changed how casinos operate and think. Casinos across the world have responded. They have heightened surveillance, retained staff, and adopted policies, but Marcus's legacy remains a cautionary tale. The greatest vulnerabilities in any system aren't cameras or chips, but the people who run the games. From cheater to educator, Marcus bridged the worlds of deception and defense, proving that sometimes outsmarting the house changes the whole game.